Welcome to today's explainer. I am so excited you're joining us today because we're about to unlock something absolutely foundational. Before you can talk about your family, your friends, or even yourself in a new language, you really need the right tools in your toolkit. So let's just dive right into it. Our big ultimate goal today is to build your personal Spanish ID card. By the time we wrap up this explainer, you're going to have the exact vocabulary and grammar you need to tell the world exactly who you are, where you're from, and what you're like, completely in Spanish. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. 2 powerful tools. 2. Spanish pronouns. 3. Conjugating ser. 4. The ID card trick. 5. A quick dialogue, where are you from? And finally, 6. A little warning, ser versus estar. Let's get to it. Section 1. 2 powerful Spanish tools, unlocking your identity. Imagine trying to build a house without a hammer or nails. Sounds impossible, right? Well, that's exactly what speaking Spanish is like without knowing how to say basic words like I, you, or to be. Today, we're literally putting those crucial tools right onto your tool belt. But hey, before we start translating anything, let's make sure we're totally crystal clear on the English grammar side of things. So what exactly is a subject pronoun? Really simply, it's just a placeholder word that tells us who is doing the action in a sentence. Instead of repeating a person's name over and over again, we use short little words. In English, these are words like I, you, he, she, we, and they. Moving on to Section 2, subject pronouns in Spanish, words for people. All right, it's time to take those English concepts and actually learn their Spanish equivalents. Get ready to practice out loud with me. Let's see how this builds up your vocabulary. We've got singular pronouns for one person and plural ones for groups. I want you to echo these right after me, okay? First up, yo. Yo. That means I. Next, tú. Tú. That means you. Moving down, él. Él. That means he. Ella. Ella. That means she. Usted. Usted. That means you, but in a formal way. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Now for the plurals. Nosotros. Nosotros. That means we. Nosotras. Nosotras. Also we, but for females only. Ellos. Ellos. That means they. Ellas. Ellas. They for females only. And finally, ustedes. Ustedes, which means you all. Awesome job. Now, what's culturally fascinating here is the nuance behind the word you. In English, you is just you, whether you're talking to your best buddy or, say, the president. But Spanish actually has 2 distinct ways to say it. First, we have tú. You're going to use this informal version with your friends, your classmates, or basically anyone your own age. Then we have usted. Usted. You use this formal version with adults you don't know super well, teachers, or really anyone you want to show a little extra respect to. It's kind of like a built-in sign of politeness. Spanish also pays really close attention to gender, even when we're talking about groups of people. So when you want to say we, you actually have to look at who is in the group. If the group is entirely male, or even just a mix of males and females, you go with nosotros. Nosotros. But if the group is entirely female, and literally only if it's entirely female, you use nosotras. Nosotras. It's a small detail, sure, but it's an absolutely crucial one for sounding like a natural. Now, here is some great news that keeps things wonderfully simple for us. When you're talking to a group of people and you want to say you all, you just use ustedes. Ustedes. In the Latin American Spanish we're focusing on, ustedes covers absolutely everyone. Whether you're talking to your closest friends, a room full of teachers, or complete strangers. If there's more than one of them, they are ustedes. Easy, right? All right, Section 3, conjugating the verb ser, to be. So now that we have our subject pronouns, the who of the sentence, we need our action. And we are starting with the ultimate action verb, ser, which means to be. Guys, this is one of the most important verbs in the entire language. Just like in English, where to be changes based on who is doing the action, like we say I am, but you are, the Spanish verb ser changes too. And that is what we call conjugation. Let's practice these forms out loud together. For yo, we say soy. Soy. I am. For tú, eres. Eres. You are. For él, ella, or usted, es. Es. He is, she is, or you are. For nosotros or nosotras, somos. Somos. We are. And for ellos, ellas, or ustedes, son. Son. They are or you all are. I know, memorizing verb charts can seem a little daunting at first, but I've got some fun insider pronunciation tricks that'll help these stick in your brain forever. For soy, just think of the English word soy, like in soy sauce, because trust me, you're going to put this verb on absolutely everything. For eres, it's just 2 syllables, res. For s, just say the English letter S out loud, S. That's it. For somos, really emphasize that first part, so-mos. And for son, it literally sounds exactly like the English word son, as in a parent's child, son. See? You are already a natural at this. Moving right along to section 4, the ID card trick, when to use ser. Okay, so you know how to conjugate it, but when do you actually use it? Well, I want to introduce you to a conceptual trick that brilliantly illustrates when to reach for the verb ser. I like to call it the ID card trick. Just picture the different fields on a standard identification card. It tells you your identity, your nationality or origin, what you do for a profession, what you look like physically, and maybe your defining traits. Well, those are the 5 exact jobs of the verb ser. Ser is used for the fundamental, unchanging parts of who you are. Let's look at the first 2 fields of our ID card, identity and nationality, and let's see them in action. Once again, repeat the Spanish right after me. To express identity, so who someone is. Yo soy Ana. Yo soy Ana. I am Ana. To express nationality or origin, meaning where someone is from. Ella es colombiana. Ella es colombiana. She is Colombian. Or nosotros somos de México. Nosotros somos de México. We are from Mexico. Continuing to the rest of our ID card, let's check out profession, physical description, and personality. For a profession, what someone does for work. Él es maestro. Él es maestro. He is a teacher. For physical description, what someone looks like. Mi hermana es alta. Mi hermana es alta. My sister is tall. And for personality, what someone is really like on the inside. Mis amigos son simpáticos. Mis amigos son simpáticos. My friends are nice or friendly. Notice how ser connects the person directly to their core traits? It's like an equal sign. Section 5. Dialogue. ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? Now it is time to bring all these tools to life in a real-world scenario. Let's set the scene, all right? We have 2 students, Diego and Sofia, and they're meeting for the very first time at school. Diego kicks off the conversation by asking one of the most common questions in literally any language. He asks, ¿De dónde eres? Let's say that together. ¿De dónde eres? This translates to, where are you from? Now, notice he uses the conjugation eres because he's talking directly to his new classmate using the informal tú. Sofia enthusiastically replies, Yo soy de Colombia. Yo soy de Colombia. I am from Colombia. Look at that. She used the subject pronoun yo and paired it perfectly with soy. She's expressing her origin, which is the very foundation of her personal ID card. And finally, section 6, warning, ser versus estar. We are almost done, but I really need to issue a gentle but absolutely vital warning here. If you can master this distinction right now, you are going to be miles ahead in your Spanish journey. So the crucial point is this. In Spanish, the English concept of to be is actually split into 2 completely different verbs. Crazy, right? We've been focusing entirely on ser today. As we've established, ser is your ID card. It's for identity, origin, and defining traits, the things that make you you. But there is a second verb called estar. Estar is used for how someone feels or where they are located right now at this exact moment. We're definitely going to dive deep into estar in a later explainer, but for now, the golden rule is this. Do not mix them up. If you're describing your defining identity, ser is for sure your verb. And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. You now possess 2 truly incredible tools, Spanish subject pronouns and the verb ser. You are fully equipped to start talking about yourself. So I want to leave you with this question to practice on your own right now. Based on your personal ID card, how would you describe your identity, your origin, or your personality using the verb ser? Go ahead, try putting a sentence together out loud right now. Practice it, own it, and I will see you in our next explainer.